Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
T.I.'s worst nightmare might be right at his doorstep, and it's playing out exactly how he feared. For years, he's been warning his son, King Harris, to slow down before he threw his future in the trash. Now the unthinkable might be happening. King could be staring down a 5-year prison sentence, 5 whole years. And here's the wild part. This is exactly what T.I. predicted back in 2022.
I don't know if people still say it. They used to say it, but you also mentioned a song. They'd be like,
he told King straight up that if he didn't change his ways, the system was gonna swallow him alive. Nobody can honestly act shocked, because if you've been keeping up with King, the warning signs were flashing like neon lights. From reckless driving to that viral Waffle House fight to flexing guns in his music videos, trouble was piling up heavy, like he thought nothing could touch him. Then came that 2024 arrest, and man, it was a movie. Almost crashing into a cop car, the engine revving like he was in a street race, a gun sitting bold on his hip, and to top it all off.
Triggered by the Sly Favon comments. I don't know if people still say it. They used to say it, but you also mentioned a song. They'd be like, they be saying Sly Favon, I think they trolling me. Yo, by the way, that song is fire, I ain't gonna lie.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more. For some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water. You be seeing the comments a lot?
That old 2022 warrant finally catching up to him. It was like all his worst decisions lined up and smacked him at once. The craziest twist? Just weeks after that arrest, King welcomed his first child into the world. He was posting up with his newborn.
Lil Durk been picked up by the feds. I don't know if he's been charged with nothing. Probably questioning it. They put in OTF and a lot of things. But I heard somebody named OTF Jam. They said they've been calling him a rat. And basically he said, okay, I'm a rat.
Dropping a track called Dear Son and acting like he was ready to flip the page and grow into fatherhood. But instead of rocking cribs and bottles, he's rocking shackles and staring down a courtroom that might take him away for half a decade.
Well, watch this. Watch this. That all this information that I know. Rat this, I'm gonna tell this, I'm gonna tell that. My video earlier, I told y'all, man, if somebody say Durk name, that's all it's gonna take to say that man's name. And obviously, like I said earlier too, if they come, they come.
So how did it spiral this far? How did the son of a hip-hop legend crash out so hard that a 5-year sentence is on the table? It all came to a head one night in October 2024. King pulled out of a gas station in his BMW, reckless as ever.
Somebody's telling, somebody from OTF, somebody OTF affiliated, somebody that know enough information on Lil Durk and his crew. And it's messed up. That's why I'll be saying, I don't care how much money you got, what's going on, man. These people will throw you under the bus.
And almost smashed straight into a police cruiser. You can't make this up. Officers jumped out, and it was bad news from the jump. They smelled weed in the car, spotted a gun strapped to his hip, and right there it was a wrap. They knew he was going in. When they ran his name, things got uglier. That open 2022 warrant was still active.
Maybe Durk felt it already. He felt that it was coming. It was something coming. He knew something was coming. You know how he knew something coming? Because everybody kept saying, he's trying to dodge that Rico. Everybody been saying this. So if everybody else knew it, you think he wasn't in his head? Mama Duck suing him. Everybody.
Back then it was for speeding, driving on a suspended license, and even a DUI. And instead of handling business in court, he dodged it. That one slip sat in the background like a ticking time bomb. And in 2024, it finally exploded.
Like, how many times though, bro?
How many mugshots up there?
Yeah, nah, bro. I love the song though, bro. I'm really happy you dropped this. It's very good. I'm gonna add it to my music for sure.
Man, I appreciate you've been locked in.
Yeah. Well, I'll chop it up with you later, bro.
I love.
All right, love.
The arrest footage hit the internet first through Badge Chronicles, then spread to Vlad TV. And let me tell you, it's a 30-minute roller coaster. You see cops pulling King out the car, taking the gun off his hip, cuffing him up, patting him down, and throwing him in the backseat of the cruiser. King ain't wilding out, but you can see that frustration all over him, like he knows he messed up bad. No slick words.
Yo, Durk, yo.
What's up, bro?
I'm reacting to the new song, bro. It's really good.
You like it?
Really, really good, bro. I have a question though.
Yeah.
In the video, I see a bunch of mug shots. Is that you?
Yeah, all my mugshots like on my past.
You been in jail?
They ain't a good thing.
No fast talking. Nothing could save him this time. That video shows it all. King Harris, the son of T.I., cuffed and hauled off like any other suspect. Even the cops had to admit it.
So let's back up because I know you and Durk was cool. Obviously, he was on your album, and y'all was cool, and you was cool with Vaughn. So that night when you was in the parking lot, what led up to you even being in the parking lot?
One officer said King stayed calm and cooperative through the whole thing. No yelling, no fighting back, nothing. But that didn't stop him from ending up in DeKalb County Jail before they shipped him off to Pickens like any other inmate. Imagine that. One day he's flexing on Instagram. Next day he's sitting in a cold cell with the whole internet tuned in like it's a live show. And that's what hits the hardest.
Man, from my understanding, like, not trying to, I don't want nobody to think I'm chasing clout, bringing their name up and stuff, but
Okay.
at the end of the day, man, I'm like, it ain't about no clout. Like, I got, man, like when people be saying, like, people chasing clout and stuff, how, man, like, rich.
Because T.I. had already warned the world about this. Back in 2022, when King first started spiraling, Tip jumped on Instagram and told everybody straight up, if his son didn't slow down, the only destination was prison. He wasn't just talking like a worried dad. He was talking as a man who's lived it. Tip even said straight up, time is gonna be his teacher. And now, that teacher showed up wearing a judge's robe, handing out a possible 5-year sentence.
From my understanding, man, it was a love, I had a relationship with the big bro. Not want to say his name. Not, you feel me? You know what I'm talking
Yeah, it
about,
was
the
cool.
dude that was on my album.
Okay.
Like, it was all love with us from my understanding.
I've heard you say positive things about him.
The moment clips of King's arrest started spreading online, fans instantly pulled up that old video of T.I. talking about him. Some laughed, saying he spoke it into existence, while others felt sympathy, because what father wants to watch his prophecy crash down on his own kid? Either way, the internet wouldn't let it go. Everybody was pointing out how right T.I. was. He saw it all coming. He knew the energy, spotted the pattern, and tried to save his son, but King just wouldn't listen.
Dude never charged me for a feature, none of that, knowing he could have. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, this the big bro. Like, big bro, a legend. Like, this how all the young rappers coming up in the game looking at him like, been listening to him since I've been 12.
And speaking of not listening, who could forget the infamous Waffle House meltdown? That moment back in 2022 had the internet looking at him sideways like, oh yeah, this kid is headed down the wrong road. The video went viral. King in a screaming match with Waffle House staff, red-faced, throwing his ego around like he had something to prove.
So I'm letting this group come by. Next thing you know, it hit me. You feel me? Boom, bam. Man, like, I lie to you not, man. I lie to you not. Like, it's like I had an out-of-body experience.
But instead of looking hard, he looked reckless, spoiled, and completely out of control. And it was so bad that even T.I. couldn't defend it. Tip went live after and admitted he was baffled, straight up perplexed why his son even stopped what he was doing just to bark at a short order cook. He said he couldn't understand why King felt the need to match that.
His chain was snatched off his neck, and he had $30,000 stolen from him, and they stole the vehicle he was
Kind of
driving.
energy at all. It wasn't a power move, it was a crash out moment. And that clip became one of the first red flags that King Harris was headed straight toward trouble, even if nobody wanted to believe it back then. If the Waffle House meltdown had folks clowning him, the gun situation made it crystal clear.
You see Mr. Banks' arm out the window firing several shots at the victim, towards the
King
victim.
Harris was veering way off track. Remember that viral moment when T.I. and Boosie had to check their own sons on camera? That wasn't just some family heart-to-heart. That was a full intervention caught in 4K. King and Boosie's boy, Tootie Raw, were supposed to be shooting a music video, but instead of focusing on bars and beats, they turned the set into a mini trap house, guns everywhere, flashing like props. That's when the dads had enough. You could hear T.I. snapping, basically saying, "Why y'all even toting guns when you got girls right here?" He couldn't believe what he was seeing. From there, it turned into a whole lecture. Tip broke it down in detail. One wrong move with a gun or even drugs being around could put them straight in jail. And what made it hit harder is that he wasn't preaching from some fake perspective. He lived it himself. He was literally handing them the blueprint to avoid crashing out like he once did. Fans actually praised both T.I. and Boosie for stepping in, saying it was rare and refreshing to see rap legends actually try to guide their sons instead of just letting them spin out. You could see both fathers trying to steer the ship back on course. But the problem was King. He heard the lecture, but he didn't listen. You could tell from his face, the words were bouncing off him like he was already plotting his next move. And that's what really had fans side-eyeing him, because the red flags weren't just in the music videos or his hot temper. His personal life was already stirring up drama too, especially when he popped out with a baby mama that had everybody talking nonstop. The mother of his child, who goes by Big Nana, instantly sparked controversy. Rumors flew that she was way older than King, and the internet tore into him. Some swore she was only around for the money. Others called her a groupie trying to secure the bag. The whispers about the age gap had social media running wild, but King, he didn't care one bit. He doubled down and leaned into it harder than ever. He threw her a flashy baby shower, plastered the pregnancy all over Instagram, and when their son was born in November 2024, he bragged non-stop, posting videos, flexing the moment like everything in his life was picture perfect. Here's King celebrating at that baby shower with Big Nana, smiling, throwing up vibes, acting like nothing in the world could touch him, even while the walls were closing in. King tried to flip the script when he dropped a track called Dear Son, rapping about stepping up as a father, posting on Instagram with the caption, November 5th, 8:09 a.m. Welcome King Jr. Time to take over. For a moment, it looked like he was finally ready to change lanes. Fatherhood seemed like it might actually humble him, like maybe the baby could succeed where lectures failed. But the timing couldn't have been worse, because while King was cradling his newborn and flexing proud dad vibes on social media, that arrest video was circulating everywhere, dragging his name right back into the dirt. The saddest part? None of this was even shocking. Fans had been warning for years that King's reckless moves would come back around. And now it's all playing out exactly how people predicted. If that judge really hands him 5 years, don't be surprised if T.I. looks more heartbroken than angry. Yeah, he gave the warnings. Yeah, he tried to steer him right. But when it's your own child chained up in a courtroom, that pain hits different. And if you've ever caught their podcast together, you already know the bond runs deep. That's why this cuts even harder for Tip. It's not just a headline for him. It's blood. It's legacy. It's heartbreak. Watching King fight the same demons he once fought feels like history coming back to haunt him. But it's not only about emotions, it's about image too. People online already clown T.I. saying he failed as a father, that all the money and fame in the world couldn't stop his son from spiraling out of control. If King actually ends up serving that sentence, those critics are only going to get louder. And for a man who always brands himself as the wise OG dad dishing out life lessons, that's a hit to the pride. At the same time, T.I. has never hidden his love for King. No matter how messy it gets, he's made it clear he's gonna stand by his son every step of the way. You already know, even if he's disappointed, he'll be front row in that courtroom when the judge speaks. That's fatherhood in its rawest form. Meanwhile, the internet reactions to King's arrest were wild and all over the map. Some folks were straight clowning him, others were low-key impressed, and a few were still holding on to hope that he might turn it around. One fan even said, "King enjoying every minute. He knows he might go viral. He knows the cameras are rolling. I'm glad he was respectful." And honestly, you could see that in the video. King wasn't lashing out. He was calm, maybe too calm, almost like he knew this was just another clip for the blogs. Then came the crowd calling this his so-called street cred moment. Somebody commented, "That man finally got his street cred. He been telling y'all he outside, and that's exactly how twisted this is." Instead of focusing on raising his newborn son, people think he's chasing a jail record just to prove he's real. But not every comment was cold. Some voices actually tried to give him grace. One person wrote, "He gonna be fine. He's been doing good since his son was born. I'm wishing him blessings. He handled himself well." That's the flip side. People hoping fatherhood might still ground him, even if prison is part of the lesson. For T.I. though, it's like deja vu. The same system he once fought to escape is now circling his own child. And the most painful part? He saw it coming from miles away. This ain't just King Harris wilding for clicks. This is real. Real consequences, real time on the line, and a real test for T.I. as a father. Because if that gavel drops and a judge makes the 5-year sentence official, King's story won't just be another viral clip. It'll be a life-changing scar that follows him forever.